Hey guys, welcome to my channel Bachel Tags. Today I'm going to show you how to create a ISO of macOS to install in VMware in Windows. Anyway, first you have to go to the App Store if you are inside VMware or if you are in real macOS. So anyway, go to macOS and download the latest one you have. Let's say we have a macOS Ventura and which is 13.5 right now. So anyway, I already have a 13.5 installed anyway, but I will install it. Just go to the App Store, type its name, macOS Ventura, Catalina, whatever you want, and then click Get. So once you click Get, it will start downloading. So it might take some time, so don't worry about that. Anyway, let me write my commands over here. Oh shit, control. Yeah, if you're in VMware, you should know that, and there is no control button, right? So if you want to copy, you click controls in Windows, but in Mac we usually click command C, right? So in that case we will use a Windows key here. So Windows key plus C for copy, Windows key plus V for paste. So control usually works as a Windows key, the command usually works as a Windows key. Anyway, so let me type my, I will give this commands in the description below. So it's important because if you want to create the ISO rather than downloading, you can create it yourself to the latest macOS version you want. So it will download. So we have 13.5, which is latest stable version in July 2023. So it will open a pop-up which will show install macOS. So once it's done downloading, you will get something like this: macOS Ventura, Catalina, whatever version you have. So once you get this screen, you can, if it's on you, you want to agree, disagree. The only thing which matters, don't install it. Don't install it because we want to create the ISO. So what we have to do is we have to go to the go, and then we have to click on the applications. Okay, so now it should show here, install macOS Ventura. It should come up here. So any version you are kind of creating ISO for, it should come up here. Okay, now once you see it's downloaded and it's coming up here to install, so we go to the terminal. Okay, you please click terminal. Okay, and now what we have to do is we have to run a couple of commands and then it's fine. Okay, so first we will create the empty disk. Okay, now if creating an empty disk gives you issues, let's say it's been used, then you can close the installer which is open right now, which shows back and continue. You can close it and then try again. Anyway, we are using 16 GB here, 16384 MB. So now you can also use the, because if you use 16 GB and the file is actually 13.3, so the extra will be kind of wasted. It's on you how much you want to use. So I usually first check the size of the ISO and then put that size of the ISO kind of 500 MB more over here. Anyway, after creating it, we will mount that disk. Okay, mount that disk, and you can see that in disk utility, see Ventura is here. It's of 16 gigs. Yeah, 17, 18, this usually takes some time, kind of size itself. Anyway, but once you're done, you will only get a 16 GB of size in ISO. So now we will create the install media. So we will use the resources from the installer and copy that to this disk. So it might take some 5 minutes, 7 minutes, it depends. So I will skip small video, so just don't wanna waste your time. So once you see it's copying, you can even go to the disk utility and you can find, it will filled up with the space from copying. Okay, now you can see it's filled up, so that it's 13.21 Next time, right now I have used 16 gigs on the top. You can even create like a 13.5 or 13.3 gigs of empty disk. The first step, it's on you. Anyway, just for the demo I use 16 gigs. Now after it's done installing that, which is usually copying the resources from the install disk installer of the macOS Ventura to the disk we created, we will unmount the disk we have already. We will unmount the disk. So we have unmounted the disk which is already loaded with our macOS installation file. So now we will create a CDR file. We will convert that DMG to the CDR, and then it does take some time to convert the DMG to the CDR. So you can see on the desktop here, because I have selected desktop Ventura, you can see it's usually get created on the desktop. Now we are selecting here Ventura, right? Let's say you have Catalina or any version. Make sure wherever it is written Ventura on the command, just change it to Catalina. That's it. That's it. Any macOS version, you can just change the Ventura to Catalina, whatever version you have, and that's it. So now we will rename it. Rename the CDR to ISO. It's usually a move command. Just rename it to CDR to ISO. That's it. And then we will remove the DMG file, which is actually created in the temporary folder. That's it. Now we will close the command, and now it's on you. You can uninstall this, remove it. You can remove the installer, it doesn't matter because we already got the ISO. Now we can use this ISO to install this version in the Mac OS, or we can even give it to like say your friend, or you can copy it to another computer and install it. So I have also shown a video where you install the Mac OS. I will also put the link in the description, where you can install this ISO file in the Mac OS. So that's it. So now we can quit that. Anyway, now we have to copy this to the Windows, which you can easily do that by doing drag and drop. So let's copy this. Now the problem is that, let's say if you are trying to copy, there you have to press Command C, here you have to press Control V. Anyway, you can also drag and drop here. If you drag and drop, your cursor is not coming out, just press Control and Alt and your cursor will come out of that VMware, and it will copy that ISO file. This ISO file is 13.5, which is we downloaded from the App Store, the latest one in July 2023 right now, as of now. So that's how you can create the ISO file from any ISO kind of any macOS version you want and install it in the VMware. There you go. So yeah, as I in the first step we selected the 16 gigs of uh, size when we created the empty disk. So but usually it's 13.3 GB something, so it will come as a 16 gigs of in size. So the next time what you can do is you can select 13.3 if you want, but just for the demo purpose I selected 16. But yeah, if you try to open it in like let's say demo tools or anywhere, it won't open, but it would be able to install properly without any issues in the VMware. So see, we can't open that even though it's mounted. Alright guys, so that was the small step which was needed to create the ISO file to install in the special VMware, right? And okay, this is accessibility. Let's give it permission. Alright guys, this was the small video how to create the ISO file you can delete it, whatever you want to do it, because we already took the backup. So do subscribe my channel and press like, press bell icon. See you in the next video. Have a good one.